How you doing, y'all? Welcome to Confidence. Man, I'm hyped for this episode. I got the brown on brown monochromatic outfit today. What you know about that? Brown shorts from Aloe. Cause yeah, I'm Aloe bitch. And yeah, little Elwood shirt. Shit, I shouldn't be telling you guys these brands. That's free advertising. That's bullshit. My bad, bro. Somebody cut that out. New lighting in the studio. I'm feeling really good about this. I don't know what it is, but we're on a heater lately. I've been telling you guys, we've been on fire. But let's get to the important stuff. Today is the Situationship podcast. Boom, boom, boom. I wish I had sound effects. I do, but they're really strange. But with that being said, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the questions that you guys had put in the question box about situationships. There's so many different angles that we're going to look at this from. You guys better buckle up. If you're in the car, buckle up. I don't actually buckle up when I'm in the car. So this information isn't for me, it's for you. The reason I say buckle up is because we got a fuck ton of questions and we are about to move. I'm going to go through a lot of these. Hopefully I don't fucking go way too crazy on them because we have a lot to cover. There's so many different angles. There's so many different questions. Like I'm going to really try to like deep dive each aspect of a situationship. And then what we're going to get to is we're going to do like quick questions, rapid fire first. And then I do have some situations that I want to tackle. Now, I want to do a special, I'm going to do this in the front because you know me, sometimes I run out of time for shit. But the reason this episode even came about is because somebody put in the question and she said, we need a situationship episode, please. She's like, how long should you date to become official? And when is it too soon? All right. So let's start off with that one. And here's the thing. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer this quick. And then at the end of the episode, we're going to re-come back to it based on everything that we learned from the episode and see if you guys can answer the question yourselves. But really quickly, just so make sure I do cover it. She said, how long should you date to become official? First off, I'm going to just say first thing on this. I hear this question a lot, and there is no time range. There's no time range for becoming official. Honestly, it's whatever you feel in your fucking body. You know what? I just gave away the whole premise of the fucking podcast because that's what this is all going to come down to, which is we need alignment with what feels good to us. What is a good timeline to you? If it's faster, it's faster. If it's slower, it's slower. Now, as somebody that has experienced life in the way that I have and has dated for a very long time, has coached many people, can I give my guidance on what I believe is a good timeline? Yes. Here's the way I see it. Like for me to just go exclusive or commit to you right off the jump. And when I say right off the jump, I think in that first like month, to me, that's a little bit speedy, right? It is. Do some people do it after 2 weeks? Yes. Right. But to me, I really do need a little bit of time to see how we vibe. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to assimilate in somebody's life that fast. I have learned my lesson numerous times now that like, we don't need to force things, you know, really there's so much power in just like getting to know somebody, being in the present moment, not throwing on timelines, not throwing on rigid rules, and just being present. Because you're going to be able to sense whether or not somebody wants to make progress with you. And I think that's something we're going to see as a theme throughout this podcast as well. It's just like, that is just the truth. It's like, if you're asking me how long should you date to become official, like, again, there's no exact timeline, but usually when I hear this question from people, sometimes we're like 4, 5, 6 months into the relationship, we're starting to feel like we want something deeper. We're starting to feel that nothing is making progress. If that is the case and you feel it in your body, speak up and say something. And honestly, it might be time to go, truly. And here's the thing, you don't have to make like a rash decision. What you could do in a lot of these cases is like, accept people for where they are. If you're dating somebody, and again, it could be like a situationship and you like them, they're cool vibe, right? You guys got a good friendship, whatever it might be. You just got to be so fucking honest with yourself about the relationship. What is it that you want? If the relationship isn't what you want, let's say you want something more official, right? And you're like 5, 6 months in. To me, if you want to keep that person in your life, go ahead, accept it, but accept the relationship for what it is, right? Only put the amount of energy that you are willing to give at that point, you know, or you're receiving at that point. And I'm not saying like match their energy. I'm saying if you know that the other person doesn't want commitment, treat them as such. That's it. That's what it comes down to. The hard part, and for a lot of people, including myself, I feel like if I'm dating somebody and energetically I'm giving my time to them, my energy to them, it's hard for me to just treat them casually. It is. And if I know that about myself, then yes, maybe I need to set a boundary for myself and create some distance in that relationship. It doesn't mean we're not cool. It doesn't mean you can't hit me up if something dire happens, but am I going to physically give you myself? Probably not. Am I going to hang out with you all the time? Probably not, right? Because I need to go look and take risks and go in the direction that feels good to me. And when is it too soon? Again, like I said, I don't think there's such thing as too soon. Again, I think if we're just like talking in terms of like my own personal experience, because again, everybody's beliefs around this are different. I don't think that I would want to commit to somebody until like, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, maybe in that range, like official boyfriend, girlfriend status. Beyond that, it's like, you need to catch a vibe. You need to figure each other out. And that, like I said, every relationship is so different because like, I think it matters how much you guys see each other in person. I think it matters how much communication is had in between. I honestly think it's really beautiful when two people meet and they really do take their time, right? They're not texting every day. They're not hanging out with each other multiple times a week just to rip off the rip. I think there's something great about that. I think it creates equilibrium. I think it creates balance. I think it's a very healthy and safer way to date. But again, it's not a catch-all. When I meet somebody I like, what happens? You go for it. You know, you sink in. Some people are immediate. But what I find is like the people that are more immediate, a lot of the times I feel like that's fear of not having their own or fear of needing security in the relationship so fast, right? And maybe sometimes it's not fear. You know what? I was actually working with one of my clients this week, and there was a big discovery that I realized, which is like, a lot of the times we're not overthinking in fear. A lot of the times we're overthinking in excitement. And they come off as the same vibe, but they're different. Because a lot of people are like, well, I'm not overthinking. I'm just excited. I want to talk to them. I want to see them. And you're not sitting there. You're not afraid. But what's happening is you're giving the situation so much energy because you're excited about it. You want it to work out. And there's nothing wrong with that. There truly is. But you need to understand that excitement is also not grounded. It's not. Right? You could be really excited about something, but you could still be lost in the moment, right? If I'm so excited about something, sometimes I get really in my head, right? Because think about it. The things that you love the most also bring about the most fear. It's truth. And sometimes if we're paying attention to it, like for instance, let's say you meet a new person and you know, you're just the type of person that you get attached quick, right? You're excited. You want connection in your life. You love relationships. You know, you meet a person you're super attracted to. You meet a person that, you know, you could tell you got a good vibe with. That's fair. That's all good and fair. And I understand wanting to proceed. I understand wanting to text all the time. I understand wanting to hang out all the time. But to me, that's not truly grounded. Because if you're grounded, you're patient. If you're grounded, you're taking your time. If you're grounded, you recognize, hey, I'm excited about this thing, but I also don't know this thing yet. I also understand that it takes time to really get to know somebody. I also understand that I still need to keep equal focus on what it is that I'm accomplishing, what it is that I'm doing, the things in my own path that I can't just quickly assimilate into somebody else's life super fast just because I'm excited. Because again, a lot of people, what happens is you get excited. Then what happens? You're in your head, but not for a fearful reason, right? You're like, oh my God, they said hi to me on the stairwell today. Oh my God, they gave me a hug. Oh my God, at the date, they said this, and this. Hey, actually, you know, I'm going to make sure that I'm texting them every day so that they know that I care. I'm going to provide them a lot of reassurance because they need to know that I'm here for them and that I care. To me, what you're doing is you're not trusting. You're forcing, right? Think about it in a different way. I'm trying to think of like a context that would be better to digest. You guys know me. I love my social media energy, right? Think about this. You know, it's much different when you're posting from a place of inspiration. You're posting one video, good high quality. It's in the actual moment. Now think about this. for me, right? If I want to become this massive creator, what happens to me sometimes? I get in my head. I start to tell myself, oh, well, if I'm going to be a big creator, I need to post a lot. If I don't post a lot, then I'm never going to grow, right? And it's the same thing in relationships. Oh, well, if I don't hit them up and I don't talk to them every day, and if I don't take every single opportunity to see them, how are we going to make this relationship work? You're not trusting. You're not trusting that you will find moments of genuine inspiration to move forward in that relationship. So what ends up happening is you could oversaturate, right? You're just posting just to post. You're just putting stuff up just to put stuff up. Same thing in relationships, right? It's like you can meet somebody, you can get excited, and you just want to spend all your time with them. Hang out all the time, text all the time. They have a little bit of wiggle room. Hey, why don't we hang out? Hey, you know what? I'm free today. Let's just do it. And don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being spontaneous. It's not that. But you guys know the difference between when an idea comes to you naturally, when you get this level of inspiration, right? You see a TikTok that reminds you of them, is much different than, hey, we haven't talked in 8 hours. I need to check in on them. Hey, we haven't talked today. Let me just hit them up because it's kind of weird that we haven't texted today. I feel like that's kind of weird. Hey, we haven't hung out in like 3 days. I need to make that happen, right? Because if I don't hang out with them now, how are they going to know that I like them? Do you see what I'm saying? There's like a lack of trust in that. Because think about it. When you're truly in a flow state, right? When you're in a flow state in anything that you're doing, right? I mean, it could be a creative work. It could be in dating. Think about somebody that you're dating that you like, but you're not in love with. Think about the way that you text them. Are you thinking about them all day? Not really, right? You're like sending them a text. Hey, what's up? How you doing? You know, here and there you talk and you see them when you see them, right? Because to you, you're not thirsting for it. You're not mega excited. That's why I said it's not just overthinking and fear. There's also overthinking and excitement. And that's what happens to people, right? Is like, to me, the too soon comment comes when we are anxious, when we want something so bad. My point is, we can want an outcome, right? For instance, I want to be a big creator, or you want a relationship, right? But take both examples. I want to be a big creator, but if I have a level of trust that I'm going to reach that, I'm not going to push, I'm not going to force. I'm going to post when it feels good and natural to me. I'm going to show up consistently, but at the same time, I'm not going to overdo it, right? I'm going to show up with balance. I'm going to trust myself. I'm going to trust that ideas are going to come to me naturally, and I'm not going to sit down in my living room and be like, I got to make a video today. I got to make this happen. And think about it. I'm in my head all day. Oh my God, what if I don't make this video? Fuck. Like, am I going to become irrelevant? Blah, blah, blah. Now take it to the dating context. When you're really excited about someone, same thing happens, right? Overthinking. Oh, you're thinking about them all day. Oh man, they posted that story. Oh shit, I kind of miss them, blah, blah, blah. Oh damn, they did that. You think about this. All of your energy and all of your thoughts are towards that thing. Are you showing up with trust? Right? Now imagine if you knew that you would receive that partner. That's why I said, take somebody that you like only so-so. Take somebody that you like only a little bit. It's different energy. You're confident, you're secure, you're balanced. You see them when you see them. You text them when you text them. But it's not this like in your head back and forth about what move you're going to make next, because you're just in a flow state. You're not thinking about it. You're in the present. And so that's what we need to create in our relationships, genuinely. If we're too excited, maybe we just need to take a moment, breathe. If we're in fear and we're feeling anxious, same advice, right? Take a moment and breathe. There's probably something that you need to communicate, actually. And sometimes when we're super excited, and again, it's not fear, but it's just overthinking about the relationship, I can guarantee you probably just need to take a breath and just a tiny step back. Just a little bit. Just relax. This is like a classic Chris thing, right? When like I would meet girls, I would get so excited. And I'm like, oh my God, she's all the qualities and the characteristics that I want. And what does Chris do? Balls to the walls, right? Like I feel like I need to send them this like massive voice note, right? And why do I do that? It's because I'm not grounded. I'm overly excited about it. And again, there's nothing wrong with being excited about it, but I think that when you are grounded and truly at peace, you could still be excited about something and still be patient for it. And that's the new version of me. For instance, like there's this girl that I've seen recently that I thought she was really cute. And like, I was like, damn, like she's fire. Like she's a lot of the qualities that I want. I think, right? I don't know this, right? I just met her for the first time. Now, after I'd met her, part of me was like, oh, let me go find her on Instagram, right? What do we do? Oh, let me go see their Instagram. Let me go check them out. I was like, damn, maybe what I could do is I could find her and then maybe I could DM her. Fair. There's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But you know what I did? I was like, you know what? Let it go. If I see her again, it's meant to be, let it be. What happens? I saw her again. Now, we had more conversation this time. We were flirting. It was good energy, but she left, never got her contact information, like didn't get her Insta, none of that. Again, what happens? Excited Chris wanted to force it, but there wasn't really a moment for me to say something. So new version of Chris is like, wow, I know that I'm excited about this, but now what do I do? Instead of just like, again, taking those thoughts and running with it so fucking hard, I take a deep breath, I relax, and I allow myself to get to the next moment. You know what I tell myself? Trust it. Trust it. If it's meant to be, will be. And I know that me at my balanced self is me at my most attractive self. I know me at my most calm self, my most confident self, that is me at my most attractive self. Even when I'm excited about something. Because at the end of the day, even a belief of excitement is still getting away from equilibrium. It is, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Look at it like a scale. Like you go from like either like all this excitement and energy and love to like fear and scarcity mindset and just like, yeah, just like, I don't know, this like more like apathetic feeling. And what you got to try to do, right? Because like sometimes you'll meet somebody and you might like them, but you're fucking scared. And what you need to do is you need to balance yourself out and get grounded again and like, whoa, no, I got this. I am who I am. If they don't choose me, then that's okay. Same thing when you're super excited, right? You feel all this excitement towards somebody, but ground yourself. Hey, I just met this person. Let me take a step back. Let me recognize that I'm just connecting with them. I don't know them yet. Yes, I might be excited about this connection, but I can't rush that process. That's like yelling at a plant to grow faster. You know what I mean? You can't do anything else. Sometimes you just need time. I truly do feel like relationships are very similar to nature in that way. I told you guys the plant theory, right? Where it's like you can underwater a plant, but you could also overwater it too. That is true, right? And what happens with a plant? You need to put some water and then you need space. You need sunlight. You need time to breathe. And I think a lot of people, when they first meet people, kind of lose that, right? They lose sight of that process, right? They overwater. They want to just give so much of themselves because why? They're not trusting in the growth. That's like looking at a plant, like I'm saying, is like feeding it water, feeding it water, feeding it water, being like, grow motherfucker, grow motherfucker. And then eventually you kill the plant because you're overwatering it. You're not trusting it. You're not trusting that, hey, I can give you some water today. You can handle yourself on your own. You know, get some sunlight, relax, take some space. I come back tomorrow. I come back the next day. I come back the next week. And we build on it some more. And we build on it some more. To me, that is healthy growth. To me, that is a healthy pace of a relationship. So hopefully that answered your question about the timing of it. And again, eventually you will get to a place where like you're patient, right? In that beginning phase, eventually you're going to see maturity in that plant. Now, if you could tell that there's no more growth, right? Let's say you water the plant, you walk away, right? You give it space, you're taking your time, same thing. You come back the next week, still the same size, no growth. All right, cool. You do it again, right? You give it a little bit more attention and energy, same thing, no growth. You do this for weeks and weeks. You start to say to yourself, hey, this plant is the size, it seems like it's going to grow. Do I want this? Do I care about this? Is this something that I want to keep watering? Is this something that I want to keep giving my energy to? And that's where you have to have the ability to set boundaries in the present moment, right? Again, you're not protecting, you're not just running away from it. Oh, wow, you didn't grow, I got to go. It's being able to like be in that moment and say, okay, we're at this stage. Again, every situation is different, right? Because that's what it is. And again, it's up to you to determine what you want to do, right? To be more patient or not. But eventually you might sit there and you've been like, hey, I've been trying to water this for a long time. It's not growing any further. At some point, I need to make the choice if I want to continue to water this or not. And a lot of the times, I think the problem is for a lot of people, they see something that is not growing and they keep questioning it and they keep going up to the plant and saying, okay, wait, why are you not growing? I don't understand. And putting the ball in their court and be like, fuck you, plant. Why aren't you growing? You should be growing. All right, you know what? I'm going to come back next week. If you haven't grown, then we're going to see. And this is what most people do. And then they come back the next week. It hasn't changed. And they're like, well, I don't really feel like getting another plant. And this is just good enough. Honestly, whatever. Fuck it. Fuck you, plant. I'm annoyed, right? I feel like shit, but I'm still here. And that's what they do on repeat every week. They come back to the same plant that hasn't grown. They feel like shit. No progress is being made. But then what they're doing is they're blaming the plant. They're blaming it and be like, well, it's just not growing. I don't understand. I come back every week and I give it more water. It just doesn't grow. Well, maybe it's not the right plant. Maybe it's not what you want, right? This is a good analogy. You're welcome, bitch. Whoa. I don't know where the bitch came from, but hey, this is where we're at. All right, let's get into this is the actual podcast, but let me get into some of the questions. Let me hit you hard. How much time did I already waste? Oh my goodness. Holy shit, we're 20 minutes in. I knew it was going to be rapid fire. All right, let's do this shit. So this girl asked, how to address finding different colored hair in situationships bed. Oh, yeah, that sucks. Damn, he's hitting it raw with somebody else. That sucks. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think, okay, you know what? I'm going to make this all based on my own experience because, like I said, however we handle this is probably going to be different. How would I handle it? Again, it depends on the situation. Are you guys exclusive? Are you not? If you're not, I mean, what can you really say? You know, I mean, you could say something still, right? I mean, at the end of the day, like if you got balls, just say what you got to say, right? Like if I was sleeping with some girl and I guess I saw a blonde hair in her bed and I could tell it's a dude's, I don't really know how I would handle that, to be honest. I'd probably be like, oh, that's kind of sus, but I mean, like, I'm not going to say anything because I don't know. We don't have any boundaries around that. It just depends on the relationship. If I wanted something deeper with them, then I'm already fucked to begin with, right? Because if I wanted something deeper and I'm already agreeing to a relationship that I don't want, then that's already on me to begin with. The hair is just symbolic of the boundaries you have yet to set. That's what I think is happening in this situation, right? It's like, it's just a symbol of what's happening behind the scenes and what you've chose to accept, but now is reality, right? Because that's what it is. Most people that are in situationships are living in a fantasy. You're living in a fantasy of where the relationship's going to go or what the relationship means to the other person. And so what happens is you get so disappointed when you find out that they don't want to actually commit, or you find out that they're actually messing around with somebody else, but you're the one that's agreeing to that. You know what I'm saying? So in this situation, I don't know how to address it. Be fucking real. Be honest. Like, again, if I was like, you know, sleeping with somebody and that's what we agreed to, right? We're both on the same page about that. Then I don't know. I'd probably bring it up like, damn, all right. It's like that, huh? I'd just be real about it. I'd be like, damn, it's like, okay. It's like that. I mean, I would start thinking about my own, like, I guess, health and protection. And I'd be like, damn, at least, you know, using a condom or some shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I'm normally hitting it raw. Most people. I've only used a condom on one person like twice. I've banged over like 50 people. So that's, you know, that's just the world. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. That's where my instincts would be like, yeah, like my ego. Yeah, you better be using a condom with everybody else. Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. If I were you, just tell them the truth. Just be like, yo, what's good with that? And again, like I said, what can you really say if you agree to something that is casual and is open? And if you don't feel comfortable with that, you know what it is? And again, this is going to be the theme of this podcast and in general. It's about speaking on your truest, most vulnerable feelings at all time. The problem is with everybody is that we are too attached to the way that other people view our own feelings. Everybody diminishes their own feelings for the opinion of others. That is the number one problem in the world. That is the reason that most people are insecure, is because of you are so scared of the way that other people are going to perceive your true self. Because what you're essentially saying in a lot of these situations is like your truest self, what it is that you want, the things that you feel deep down, you're not receiving in that relationship, but you're not standing up for yourself about it. And I'm sure we're going to see that as a theme throughout this entire podcast. All right, next one. Still in love with my ex, still talk every day, tell each other we love each other, but not together. Damn. I mean, again, what do words really mean at that point? You know, I'm going to be real with you. You guys are saying love, but I'm hearing attachment. Genuinely, I'm hearing attachment. Because if it was true love, you know how it would feel? It would feel secure. It would feel like alignment. It would feel like peace. If it doesn't feel secure, and if it isn't secure, that's not love. You're chasing. You're chasing to be chosen. It truly is simple as that. And both of you can't be honest with each other. Honestly, you know, I said this to a client the other day and it was really fucking hard, but I told her the fucking truth to her face. And because this is what it is, honestly. And sometimes y'all don't want to hear it, but it is the truth. The reality is like both of you are not being vulnerable. That's it. Like I said, most people are not being honest about their true feelings. Yes, you're saying the words I love you, but the actions behind it, the feelings behind it are two different things between you and him. I love you for him is a moment. I love you for you is an actual state of being. You are, and what you should be saying is I am attached to you. Not, you should change the words. And he should too, because it's bullshit. Because what he's probably not telling you is that he loves having you around. He loves being in your energy, but he doesn't see you as a person that he wants to commit to. And that's his truth. So what he does is he keeps you in that zone because at the end of the day, it feels good to have you around. That's the truth. And you might feel like, oh my God, like I said, he's an asshole. But this goes back to the whole plant analogy, right? Where you're going back to a plant that's not growing and you're sitting here telling me that you are in love with it, but really you're just attached to it. And you're turning around being like, what gives? Why won't this happen? It won't happen because because you're not in touch with your true feelings. I guarantee you, if you slowed yourself down, and because this is what I do with my client, I slowed her down and she's so disconnected from her fucking feelings. Like insane how disconnected. And this is everybody in the world. Trust me, everybody's like this. So, you know, no blame. But I guarantee you, if we slowed you down and I told you, and I said, hey, take a couple deep breaths. Don't move your chest or your shoulders, deep belly breaths. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. And then what I want you to do is I want you to hold in mind this guy that you say that you love, right? And then what I want you to do is feel in the area of your body where you feel the most tension. So you could do this now if you're sitting there, hopefully not driving. Sorry. I want you to take those deep breaths in, slow your breathing down, slow your body down, and I want you to feel where the tension is in your body when you are visualizing this person in front of you, right? The person, this guy that you're saying that you love. And for most women that I coach, they feel their tension and their feelings in their chest and in their throat, some in their stomach. I feel like men, based on my own experience, feel them more in their stomach. My women feel it more in their upper chest and their throat. So for my women, right, that you're listening to this, slow breathing. Close your eyes. Visualize that person that you love. Feel that tension in your stomach and your chest. Tell me how you feel. And use only I feel statements. I feel tense. I feel uncertain. I feel insecure. Those were some of the answers that I was getting from the woman that I'm coaching that was in love with this person, right? So the truth is that your body, when you truly slow it down, you know how it feels? Insecure. You know how it truly feels? You feel like you're in fear. And you're not honoring that because you're stuck in your head. Your head is telling you that you need this person to choose you. But your body's telling you that something feels off. Something's not right. But like I said, you're not being vulnerable enough with those feelings. And maybe you are sharing that, but the problem is you are hoping and wishing that this person is going to turn around and be the thing that it's not. Like I said, the plant thing, where you have turned around to the same thing constantly over and over and over. And you are riding this fantasy of hope that they're going to be different. But meanwhile, the entire time, if you slowed yourself down and you got truly into your feelings, you've probably felt insecure for months. You've probably felt insecure for fucking years with this person. But you're not paying attention. It's insane. A lot of clients I work with are literally living like that for years. Years. I did relationship history with one of my newer clients. She went through 15 years of relationships like that. 15 years. And when she slowed herself down to understand, I said, what is the reoccurring feelings and dynamics that you have in all of your relationships? Anxiety, fear, insecurity. And when you're ready to honor those feelings and honor that truth, and stop putting yourself around people that make you feel that way or that you feel that way around them, that's where the growth happens. When you stop listening to the words of I love you, when you stop, because that's what it is. They're playing on your ego. They're playing on your ego. By him telling you I love you, it's confusing you. It's getting you to think, and it's getting you to ignore how you feel. That's what happens. And this is why so many people are stuck. This person is in your ear saying, I love you. But meanwhile, your body is saying, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. But what happens? Because you're up here and not in here, and you have no self-trust, you can't make decisions to save your life. You can't set a fucking boundary to save your life because you've never been shown in your life how to trust yourself and trust your feelings. You sit in relationships like that. Facts. So that's my truth on that one. When a guy ghosts you and then comes back, wants a serious relationship, thoughts. This is the exact situation my client was in. And so here's what happened, right? Number one, he ghosts you. So already he's broken the trust in a way that is so harsh, right? When somebody ghosts you, how the fuck do you trust them again? Seriously. Because that's what happens. The reason you're even asking this question right now is because you want to figure out, because part of you in the back of your fucking mind is like, I hope this guy is different, right? Because that's what happens. Ego, what? We want to control. I hope that it's sunny outside tomorrow, right? That's what's happening. In your mind, you have a fantasy. You have a concept of what you want the world to be. And that attachment to that concept is what fucks you. Because in the back of your mind, what happens? You want this guy to be different so fucking bad. You do. But what's the truth? The truth is he ghosted you. The truth is he makes you feel unsafe. The truth is he's broken the trust. And so in your body, you're like, this doesn't feel like sunshine. This kind of feels like a little bit of a storm. But again, in your head, you're like, but I want it to be sunny so bad. And then you get frustrated. Should I let him back or should I not? Oh, no. I want it to be sunny so bad. I want it to be different so fucking bad. But I would say, what does your feeling say? Because here's the thing. Not every situation is the same, right? Now, if homie ghosts, right? And again, it depends. Like I said, it's all circumstantial, but it's all based on your feelings, your inner feelings. You know the motherfucking truth. If you, like I said, if you take fucking 2 minutes out of your day to slow your body down in the way I just described and ask yourself how you motherfucking feel, you have every answer that you fucking need. Truth. So, two examples how this can be different. I had a girl one time that I went on one date with. I hit her up. She was super cold and she ghosted me. I was like, all right, cool. It is what it is. What happened? 2 weeks later, She hits me up, hey, you know what? I'm really sorry. I was still dealing with an ex at the time, and to be honest, we hadn't moved past it yet, and I really want to give this a real shot if you're open to that. How did that feel in my body? It felt like, she took accountability. She was honest. She was real. This feels like, you know what? They do deserve another chance. This feels honest. This feels real. Gave her a chance, and honestly, she was pretty consistent. Not going to lie, she was. Another situation. You meet a guy, you're dating for a few months, 2 months, 3 months, they ghost you, right? Maybe you find out, maybe they were even with somebody else, right? You don't know. You know, you're fucking sitting there, what the fuck just happened, right? What's going on? Next thing you know, 3-4 weeks goes by, they come back, yo, what's up? How you been? Oh, I'm good. Where you been? However you fucking let them back in with their stupid breadcrumbs. Maybe they like your damn Instagram story or something. And then he's like, hey, we should just meet up. What do you mean meet up? Oh, we should hang out again. I miss you. Oh, you miss me? Yeah, I miss you. I miss your face. How does that feel in your body? Does it feel like he's changed? Does it feel like he's really ready for a serious commitment? Is he saying the words, but how does it feel in your body? And what I find for most situations is like in that particular case, when he just ghosted you like that, and then he's coming back to you because he knew that you were there for them the entire time. A lot of it is that. To be honest, that's really what it is. It's they know that you cared about them so much and that you always held it down for them no matter what. And they know who to come to when shit hits the fan. And that's what I'm trying to say. Are they coming back and are they telling you, hey, I really want this. Like I fucked up. I really messed up. I really want this bad. And again, not in like a obsessive way either. Cause it could be too much the other way where like, they're just love bombing the shit. Yes, I miss you. I fucked up so bad, blah, blah, blah. I'll do anything. Does that sound grounded? Does that sound grounded to you? We talked about the too much excitement thing and then like the fear thing. Does that sound like they're coming back because they're in peace? They've done some healing. They recognize that they missed out on a good person? No, it doesn't. Because to me, if somebody ghosted like that, right? The only way I think I could even remotely let them in if it was truly something mega grounded. It was like, hey, to be honest, I took some time, I did some work, I made a lot of mistakes, and I would love to talk to you. And even if we have to grow this as a friendship to start, I would really be open to meeting up with you and discussing that. Do you see the difference? Do you feel the difference? I want you guys to really hone in. It's about the feelings that you have. It is not about the words. Fuck the words. How is their energy? How are their actions plus their words making you feel? If you feel insecure and it doesn't feel aligned, or you don't feel grounded, or it doesn't feel peaceful, or it doesn't feel good, it's not it. It's not it. They don't want you like that. And like I said, because most people, it's about attachment. Like I said, most people are not vulnerable. Even yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. And more than likely, if you're attracting guys like this, you yourself struggle with vulnerability. That's what happens. Because you can't embrace your true feelings of wanting commitment, this is why most of those people discard you. You want me to be fucking honest? That's the truth. And it's the reason you meet guys like that. Is because they treat you with surface level shit and you just put up with it. And that's why they come back to you like that. Is because you haven't learned to own your truth. So, hopefully you're getting some from that. Any tips to win someone back after we need to do work on our own? We live together. Win someone back. Win someone back. You want to come to me with that? All right, let me not be fucking. Who am I? You know what I mean? Like, compassion, Chris. Compassion. Oh, I just feel like we are so far away from our own truth when we're concerned about winning. If you are concerned about winning somebody back, is your focus on the result? Is your focus on their reaction? Is your focus on how to change them? Or is your focus on your inner feelings and how that person makes you feel? Which one do you think it is? It's all on them. And this is why people like this get thrown around like a rag doll. Really. Like, I could predict for this person anxiety for years. This is probably anxiety for years person right here, for sure. Because we have lost the plot entirely. It is not about winning somebody back. They are not a game. It's not that. We're not outcome focused. What we are trying to do is find peaceful feelings in ourselves and own our true feelings to other people. And we understand that we can't control other people. If we honor our truth about wanting a relationship, right? Actually, let me not even go down that road. I want to address something in here. This person said we need work to do on our own. What I think is really happening, you want me to be truthful? This person's not being vulnerable with you, right? Because they're not. Because again, there's no vulnerability in this relationship because you guys are both outcome focused. Like I said, most relationships, it's just you guys are not on the same page in terms of your honest truth. And that's why you're in relationships like this, because you attract each other, which, like I said, is probably 85% of the world. So we need to do work on our own, which essentially means, hey, I don't want to be with you because I want to explore other connections, but I don't know how to tell you that to your face. And so you hear that and think to yourself, oh shit, well, maybe there's some hope here. You know what I mean? Because he's not telling you his truth, but that's why you can't get your truth from their words. That's the problem. You have to get your truth from your own body. You got to get your truth from your own feelings. That's why I said you can't pay attention to them. You can't pay attention and put the focus on the result because you're going to lose all the information that you need. Because essentially what they're saying is like, for some reason, your energy of just wanting them no matter what, which to me is unattractive. You want me to be real? You're a people pleaser. And this is why most people will probably leave you. I mean, if you want me to be honest, because all you're focused on is how do I get the other person to like me? You have no self-trust. You have no inner self-confidence. And eventually people are going to get bored of you because you're not your own identity. Your identity becomes, how can I receive them? You see what I'm saying? Because you're so focused on the outcome of getting them, you lose yourself. And because you've abandoned yourself, you're unattractive. This is why he wants to work on himself, because what he wants is to be like, hey, kind of get out of the way because you're going to be here no matter what. Like, step over, Susie. Like, I got to bang this other girl. You know, it's true. And then you're sitting there like, but how do I get him to pay attention to me? Pay attention to me. It's like, baby, go your own way. Set a fucking boundary. He'll come back immediately. You want to talk about doing work on yourself? Work on yourself means take the focus away from him and ask yourself, how do you feel? Do you feel like you're safe and secure in this relationship? The answer is no. So if that was the answer, should you be in that relationship? No. Actually, you should do the opposite of trying to win him back. You should be running away. You should be, instead of sitting there being like, hey, pick me, you should be going, hey, fuck you, I gotta go. So for this one, whatever you're doing, do the complete opposite. That's what I said. Some people are so far gone, truly. And this is why I truly, this is me being real. And I know that I'm being a little, sometimes rash, and I could sometimes be a little harsh. It's all in good fun. You know, I'm really not trying to be like, there's no judgment to this. There's a reason that we have these patterns. Like, for instance, this girl in particular, right? I guarantee you, if me and her started working together, she would start telling me stories about her childhood and things that happened to her in which her feelings always got dismissed. I can guarantee you that. I will bet this entire house, this entire podcast studio, that is part of her story, and I don't even fucking know her. Because you are the result of your patterns. You don't pick your beliefs. You're given your beliefs in a way, right? You're born on this earth. Poof, no one knows who they really, truly are. And who you are is a makeup of all the experiences that you've had over your life. So the reason that this girl is a people pleaser is not because she's choosing to be a people pleaser. She's a people pleaser because she has faulty self-beliefs that she generated growing up. And that's why I said, and this is why the coaching is so important. And you know, why I would love to work with if you guys are relating to this at all, this is why I would want to work with you, because if we can get down to the root of those beliefs, we could change your fucking life, right? If we can get this girl to recognize, oh shit, I do ignore my own feelings. Oh shit. You know, like I have this belief because my parents never let me have a vulnerable conversation. My parents controlled the fuck out of me. I never knew what version of my mom I was going to get. Hey, you know what? People never really accepted me when I was in school, right? I always got bullied. You have no self-trust for a reason. And so it's about us getting to that root place, getting rid of those beliefs, and you learning to trust who you are as you are. Trust in your feelings. Trust in the present moment. Trust that you can feel something and make a choice. That's the ultimate level, right? By the time you leave my hands, the shift that I want you to make is you get away from being outcome focused. You get away from needing all this external shit, and you start to recognize that you can trust your feelings and do the things that inspire you. You don't really have any more self-doubt or emptiness or whatever the fuck it is, because you learn that you don't control a lot of the outside shit. And you learn that all it's really about is understanding your feelings and honoring the fuck out of them. It's just really difficult to break down all those fucking limiting beliefs that you have internally. So anyways, my point is no judgment, because compassion, every human being is flawed. We all make our way some way, right? And this is just what I study. This is what I learn, right? This is my areas of expertise. I am the Gordon Ramsay of fucking inner strength and inner confidence and self-worth. That's what it is. This is my shit. I'm in it. 1 billion books deep, you know? So I don't fault people for not seeing that within themselves. This is why I'm here. Okay. You said, man is heavily pursuing and spoiling me, but unsure if I like him for the right reasons. She already told me everything I need to know. Boom. I'm going to say it one more time so you guys can rehear it. Man is heavily pursuing and spoiling me, but unsure if I like him for the right reasons. So you're telling me, again, what is your true feelings? I can tell you right now. Your true feelings are, maybe you don't have that true connection with this person, but it feels good to receive the external shit. And that's what I'm trying to say. You're living without vulnerability, right? And what are you attracting? If you are accepting inauthenticity, that's what you're going to receive. That's it. That's what it comes down to. Like, yes, those gifts feel good, but what is it? It's inauthentic because you don't have an actual vulnerable connection. Because what is your vulnerability telling you? Hey, vulnerably, hey, you know, I like the gifts, but something's missing here. The true connection. I mean, what are those gifts really worth? Spoiling you, all this shit, what is it worth? You're asking this question for a reason, because it doesn't feel good. That's what I'm saying. Most people pick things that don't feel good. It's crazy. It's wild. And you think that there's like a benefit to it, right? But like, I don't know. To me, being your most authentic version of yourself, to me, that's what truly feels the best. And being your most authentic version of yourself means honoring the things that feel good to you and saying no to the things that don't. So what is essentially happening is this guy is dangling, and it's ego, right? It's ego. It's external shit. It's this identity of being like a sugar baby or being taken care of rather than being loved for who you truly are. Wouldn't it feel way better if you found a man that actually saw your depth? Wouldn't it be way better if you found a man that not only can take care of you a little bit, but also at the same time see you for who you are and accept you and love you for that? But instead on the surface, what you're doing is you're accepting gifts from some guy that you don't have a true connection with. And like I said, you could do that, but how good does that really feel? And that's what I'm saying. Most people in every single one of these situations, that's what you're going to see. Choosing relationships, choosing people, choosing situations that go against their inner feelings because of ego. Because the identity that you need to uphold, you need to ask yourself, what's the identity that you're upholding by accepting gifts and being spoiled? Do you need to have the identity that you're cool like that? Do you need other people to tell you, wow, that's so impressive. Wow, that's so cool. Wow, he bought you a fucking jet. Wow, look, all your girlfriends are what, jealous? How does that feel? What's the payoff for that? Truly. I mean, be honest. Because that's what it is. It's about your identity. It's about looking cool rather than feeling good. That's the truth. Okay. We've been friends for years, dating a year, but he's still handling loose ends of a divorce. Okay. The reason I picked this one is because I wanted to focus on the divorce part, because I see this a lot with a lot of like divorced men and women that meet these divorced men in the process of getting a divorce. Because what ends up happening is this, two things. Number one, you're friends for years, so I'm sure he's not, again, a bad guy. He might be a little flawed when it comes to the areas of relationships. So remember that. You could be good friends, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's aligned with you for a romantic partnership, right? So you guys have been dating for a year. Again, I don't know if that means you guys are like official. That's why I said the terminology and the wordage is very important. It's like, does this mean like, because it was a situationship podcast. So is it like you guys are dating and you guys are exclusive, but you're not really public because he's going through the divorce still, right? I would assume it's something around that energy, because that's usually what happens. It's so funny. I feel like what I see a lot, and I have a lot of clients that go through this, but you get the divorce guy who's like, yeah, in the process of this divorce, he's sleeping with you, and his excuse to you is that, hey, I'm still getting through a divorce, so, I just need time. I just need time. And what he's doing is he's using that divorce as a way to still have his cake and pretty much eat it too, right? He's still able to, kind of, I don't know, have a little bit of his own freedom. And at the same time, he still kind of has a girlfriend. You're pretty much taking the role of the wife without him having to do wife. My question is this, is like, why did he divorce in the first place? And then if he's a guy that's going through a divorce and now he's hanging out with you and he's still not finding stability in the relationship, right? Because like if it was me and I was going through a divorce, guess what? Papers would be signed and I would be moving on. That's it. Boom, bang, boom, done. What's the holdup? What are we waiting for? I understand there's certain complications. And again, this is why each situation is so specific. Again, what we really need to get down to is, how do you feel in that relationship? You might turn around and you might say, Chris, like, I like this guy. I want commitment. I want him to finish the divorce and I want him to date me. Okay. That's the ideal, right? The ideal is that you're in a committed relationship with a guy that is available. We're 1 year into this and there's still loose ends of this divorce. Again, remember the fantasy thing? The fantasy that you have in your head is that at some point it's just going to change and something's going to shift. I mean, ask your body, how do you feel? Has things really changed? Does it feel more like an excuse? Or does it truly feel like he's really trying to wrap it up? Be honest with yourself. As I'm saying, some of these questions, it's not for me to answer. It's for you to answer. Truly. Because again, like I said, a lot of times, a lot of people, it's the words. They're telling you these words of like, yeah, I care about you, but like, I'm still going through this divorce. It's like, how does that feel in your body? Does it really feel like he's available and ready to give you the thing that you want? And this is what I kind of said. So these situations are tricky, right? Because maybe you do see something in this person. But here's my thing. Let's say we were really present focused to our own feelings. Let's say you felt in your body what I just said, which is like, you felt in your body, you're like, I do like this guy. He's unavailable because he is going through this divorce. And I do want this relationship to work out. But the truth is I truly feel I'm not getting the security that I want. That's a fact, right? If I were you, right, and I was the most self-confident version of myself, what I would do is I'd say, hey, we've been dating for a year. You're still dealing with loose ends. I've tried to stick through it, but I know that I want commitment. I could feel that, you're just not there yet, and that's okay. But for right now, I think I need to take my space and my time away. if you ever find yourself available and you want to maybe rehash things, then let's pick it up then. That's what I would do. You're not on other people's timeline. You're on your own timeline, but you're deciding that. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're truly self-confident, you actually have self-trust, you follow your feelings. How do you know when to leave it alone? When it doesn't feel good. I'm stuck in a situationship and I can't detach. What the fuck? I told him about my feelings. Yes. You're stuck in ego. Because you're so desperately wanting to be chosen, you lost sight of how you feel. How you feel is you don't feel good, you feel anxious. So this is you. Think about this. I'm going to visualize it for you. You want it to be sunny. You walk outside, it's raining. And instead of being able to see it for what it is and take a fucking umbrella out and set a boundary, what happens is you're so attached to you wanting it to be sunny that when you step outside and it's raining, you run back inside. You're anxious, you're scared, you're fearful. And all you do, visualize this. You're running in and out of your house, just hoping and wishing and praying that it's going to be sunny eventually, even though it's raining. That's what most of you guys are doing in this relationship. Instead of honoring what it is, surrendering to what is, you are not God. At some point, you got to let go of control. You got to trust that if you honor the fact that you don't feel good and you set that boundary, that eventually you will lean in and find somebody that will align with you. But this is where we need to have deeper work. Honestly, it's really, again, I'm just trying to tell you, your patterns are the reason that you're so attached. Because to be honest, somewhere along the lines, you have made that person part of your identity. And you feel that if you don't get that person to pick you, that you lose yourself. But what that means to me is that you have no self. That's why you're so quick to abandon. That's why you're stuck to something that doesn't feel good. And so this is where you need to do that self-discovery, that really deep inner work of like, what about my feelings? Where in my past did somebody tell me that I can't receive grounded love? And ask yourself, what is it about getting this guy to choose you that is making you stay? I mean, honestly, what are you fighting for? I really just want to understand that. So eventually he's going to be different. Like I said, if you really look at it, most of y'all are just like zombies running into a wall. Head on. Douche, 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 douche. Literally, it's crazy to me. Like I said, most people have low self-worth. They have low self-trust. Your identity is caught up in relationships rather than, and again, you don't need to identify just with yourself because that's when you just become avoidant. But almost, again, honoring the moment. How do you feel in this moment? That to me is when we're egoless. Is just, like I said, moving towards what feels good and honoring our truest version of ourselves and letting go of what doesn't. And the more that you do that, the more that you recognize that you will be okay. The problem is a lot of us, we don't have the accountability for that. So, I don't know. These things are hard, right? It's without understanding more details about you specifically, I can't really fully get you to detach. I can get you to detach if we worked personally together. But I can give you the information on the surface, but to me, it's hard to follow sometimes. Now, if you could somehow, that's what I'm saying, take this information in and try to honor those feelings, you'll see what I'm saying. You'll see how you're feeling. And if you really just practice setting up, like being honest, those feelings, like what you said, I told him about my feelings. Yes. Okay. So you've told him what you wanted. Now who's the one that's not changing? It's you. It's you're self-abandoning. Yes, you said the thing, but if you don't do anything different, it's not going to change. Because what it is the only reason you're telling him your feelings is because you want him to fucking change. That's what I'm saying. It's like going outside when you want sunshine and it's raining and you walking outside and be like, fucking sunshine. I need sunshine now. Hey, you, weather, sunshine now. It's just like, what? What's going on? And it's pretty much what happens. It just keeps downpouring. And then you're standing outside, it's raining, and all you're doing is sitting there distraught. Instead of, if you were present, right, what would you do? You'd be like, all right, it's raining. I wanted it to be sunny, but it's raining. So I have to honor that. What do I need to do? Set a boundary. Umbrella. This feels better. All right. Hey, I got myself out of the rain. I stopped yelling at the weather to be sunny, and I took accountability and I changed my behavior. And then eventually what happens is you do that, and you do that enough where you choose yourself, you feel good. What happens? Eventually you'll get to the sunshine. You will. Been in one for a year and a half. Don't think he will ever commit at this point. Probably true. We just talked about the fucking plant thing. Exactly right. You have all the data that you need. A year and a half. Come on now. Best way to reapproach the topic again with him. I can be avoidant, so I need a push. The only push that you need is that just speak your truth. Just speak your fucking truth. That's it. I'm going to really make it simple for you. You're afraid. You're afraid of his reaction. You're afraid of not being able to fix and control the thing that you want to control so badly. Surrender. Say your truth and fucking surrender. That's what it comes down to in this situation. Hey, I really like you and I want commitment. If he says no, guess what? Surrender. Own it. Honor it. Because guess what happens when you surrender? You leave room for what's really meant for you. It's an identity crisis. I don't know if you guys recognize that. Your identity is caught up in this one thing being the thing. You are not that relationship. You are not. You are you. You are you beyond that relationship. You don't see that though. Because most people, their identity is caught up in the things around them. Right? So for instance, I'll give you guys an example. And I want to do a whole podcast on this because this is what true authenticity is about. Let's say you were a dancer, right? And so we'll say Chris, and let's say I danced in my past, right? And even in the present moment, right? Hypothetically. And how would I describe myself? I would say Chris is a dancer, right? Because I dance sometimes, right? I'm identifying with that. Now, what happens if I really love dance and I do it all the time? Let's say I break my fucking legs. Let's say I break my legs. Can I dance anymore? No, I can't. Is Chris dead? Is Chris gone? Am I still not Chris? Because I lost dancing ability? No. But that's my point about surrendering. Who you are is not the things that you do. Who you are is not the relationship that you're in. It is not the person across from you. And that's what I'm talking about surrender. The only way that I would find happiness again if I broke my legs and I was a dancer is if I let go of the identity of being a dancer. And I made my identity about just being who I am in the moment. In this moment, after I'd broken my legs, I have to find new things that I enjoy and I'm inspired to do. That's what I'm saying. So also having a positive belief is also sometimes a bad thing because you get attached to it. I hope you guys are understanding what I'm saying because, it's a little complex. But true authenticity is you beyond any of the self-identities that you have created, which you didn't even create. You got your identities from the experiences that have happened. I told you guys about your beliefs. You didn't choose your beliefs. You didn't choose who you think you are. That's what I'm trying to say. You did not pick who you are. You were given who you are. I hope you recognize that. You are the sum total of all the experiences of your life. You then created identities from those experiences. And now what is happening is the rest of your life, you are trying to show other people that you are those identities, when true self-worth and true self-love is relinquishing all of them. And that's for me too. I'm not a podcaster. I'm not a coach. I'm not a creator. I don't need 2 million followers. I don't need $100,000. I don't need a girlfriend. You want to know why? Because I'm just Chris. Actually, I'm not even my name. I am no one. I am no one. You know how easy life is when you are no one? When you are fluid? When you go with the flow of life? And you do the things that feel good? And you don't worry about the fucking results? And you don't get your identity caught up in a relationship? That is true peace. That is true inner self-confidence. And this is why I'm going to write a motherfucking book. All right. I think I'm doing all the fast ones slow. This is a problem. Yikes! 1 hour and 10. Holy shit. All right, speed round. If I'm aware he's not for me, why am I still overthinking it? Because you're stuck in ego. And your identity is wrapped up in him choosing you. X is still dating even though it's confirmed it's not going to work. So you just said in your body, you could feel that this isn't the right relationship for you. But again, what's happening? You're attached. You're attached to this being the only thing for you. Get out of ego, own your feelings, understand that you are so much bigger, you are so much deeper than this relationship with your ex. If you know it's not going to work, let go. That's on you. Have accountability for your own peace and your own happiness because you're choosing unhappiness. You're welcome. Okay. Oh man, this girl is down bad. But let me just touch on this. Couple big situations for us, and I'm going to wrap us up within 10 minutes. It's too much to type in the box. I've been sleeping with the same dude for almost 3 years now. Dude treats me awful, doesn't hang out, ignores my messages and calls. I gaslight myself because I know he is really busy and still does technically make time to see me, even if it's just to bang. And when we do, it's very sensual and loving, very confusing. He started dating a whole other woman in the middle of it. Whoa. And would still see me. Wow. Which, against my better judgment, I did. We've been seeing each other longer than they dated. It's just nuts. We are at a point now where we are finally starting to be friends, but I have very strong feelings for him. You're attached, not feelings. And very vocal about that and the fact I want to date. But he just puts me on the back burner because he knows I'll always make him available to me. Because he knows I'll always make myself available to him. What did we just talk about? How badly is her identity wrapped up into this relationship? How bad is this woman's self-worth? And not to put you down, but it's just the truth. I can guarantee you, if we uncork that brain of yours, right, and we looked at your self-image and your self-concept, there's a lot of self-hatred. Genuinely. You want to know the truth? That is the facts. It's the truth. You probably feel like you are the problem. You probably hold on to so much guilt. You probably blame yourself for anything that happens around you in your environment. And not because you chose to be like this, because something happened to you as you were growing up that made you feel this way about yourself. This is really, honestly, I feel for people like this. I have so much compassion for people that are stuck like this. Because if you think this is about the guy at all, it's not. It's not at all. It's not at all. It is about your own inner beliefs about yourself and what you deserve. Truth. So at this point, I try and gaslight myself that I don't want to date either and can just use him for sex back. Again, so what you're doing is you're avoiding your own truth still. And you're doing it to the point, like this is like the level of inauthenticity that is here is the reason that we are getting a super inauthentic outcome. Think about this. You are so in your head, right? Let me make it simple for you. What your self-concept is created on, if you listen to the Ego podcast, it will give you more context to this. But the way that you were built is that we as human beings are built for survival, right? So what happens is as we are growing up, We pick up beliefs about ourselves to survive, right? So it doesn't mean that the beliefs are right or wrong. It's just what we believe in order to survive. Now, for a lot of people that experience a lot of trauma, right? What happens is you gain these beliefs about yourself that are negative. But what's crazy is that it was your mind's way of trying to protect you. So let's say hypothetically, right? You grew up in a situation where you were treated like shit. Your parents were drug addicts. They were unavailable. You had to grow up on your own. They disrespected you. They crossed your boundaries, right? These are for the people that experience like heavy trauma. What happens? What beliefs do you gain about yourself? Well, here's the first thing. All the love that you want internally, you learn to cut off. You say, whoa, feelings equal bad. Feelings equal bad. What do I need to do to survive? In order to survive in this really unsafe world, because I don't have people that that are believing in me and showing me emotionally close bonds and are showing me love, what I need to do is I need to use my head. I need to think my way out of this. You are in fight or flight constantly. You are not in your true feelings. So what ends up happening is you have built a system, right, of beliefs that you are the problem. And what ends up happening is that you need to use your mind to cut off feelings because you cannot feel those. Because that's what kept you safe. Because if you wanted love, guess what? You were not getting that shit. So what's easier, right? Let's say you have a parent that's super dismissive. Let's say you walk into the living room, right? You're a little kid. You want love. You know that if you go into that living room and you talk to your mom, they're going to explode on you about something, right? They do not give a fuck, right? They have no regard for your feelings. What are you going to do? You're going to walk into that room. Are you going to say, I love you, mom? No, you're not, right? Or, hey, mom, I need more attention. I miss you. You're going to walk into that room and you are going to what's going to happen? Ego takes over. I got to control the situation. All right, what do I do in order to not make this person react to me? What do I do to survive in this situation? Oh shit, I'm really unsafe. I can't ask for love right now. Don't even think about love. Don't think about love. Just, you know what you need to do? Cause you're a piece of garbage. Like you're talking to yourself. You just need to survive. Like you need to just get out of their way. What you need to do is ignore what you feel. And what you need to do is just shut the fuck up and be quiet. Because if I shut the fuck up and I'm quiet, they won't yell at me. Do you see how the disconnection starts there? That's what I'm trying to say. You essentially have told yourself that what you feel will not be safe. And so that's what's happening in this situation, right? So take this situation. I gaslight myself that I don't want to date either and could just use him for sex back. But the way he fucks me like he loves me ruins me. So you essentially lie to yourself about how you feel because you think that is going to keep you safe. I know it's fucked up, but that's the truth. That's what I'm saying. This shit it's fucked. What I would want to do with this person, right? If I were to work with you, we would have to reconnect you to your honest feelings. Your honest feelings are that what? I like you. And I can tell that you don't care about me. I can feel that you make me feel unsafe. That's your truth underneath. That's the truth that you've been avoiding. Because you're stuck in your head and trying to control. Because to be honest, you have just terrible self-belief. And that's what I said. I think somebody that has strong self-belief trusts their feelings. That's what I would say, right? If you have high self-worth, when you feel something, you say it and you honor it. When you have low self-worth, you ignore what you feel and you push it to the side and you dismiss yourself. That's what I said. You reject yourself for somebody else. And that's what you're doing. You're rejecting yourself for somebody else. And that is something that you learned to do. And you need to unlearn that. You need to learn to honor yourself and stop being so attached to other people and start paying attention to how you're feeling. You're not feeling good. Get up, sis. You know what I'm saying? Stand up. And for some people, guess what? It's really hard. Because think about this. If your entire life you have been battered and beaten down and told that you were dirt and told that you were nothing, what are you going to think about yourself? I am dirt. I am the problem. I am not worth anything. This is why they say the poor stay poor and the rich get rich, because it's about your beliefs. You have no self-trust because no one's ever given you a lifeline. You see what I'm saying? That's why you got to have compassion for people. When you like, I hate people that are like, oh, just tell them your truth. And then they don't do it. Then they fuck them again. And then you're like, you're a fucking idiot. They're not idiots. They are so deeply flawed and their beliefs are just so battered. It sucks, man. That's why you got to have compassion for every single person walking around this earth. You don't know why they are the way that they are. No one chose the way that they are. You got to understand that. I know it's hard to understand that, but it's the truth. No one knows why we are here. No one knows where they have come from. No one knows. No one's ever met their true self. It's like the Wizard of Oz. No one's met the wizard. So all the beliefs you even have, like even about like God, guess what? It's made up. It's not real. That's a concept. No one knows what the truth is. That's a whole nother fucking story that I can get into if you really want to. But my whole point is we got to find equilibrium in this situation. And the truth is like you setting in a question right now about this situation, you know, there's only so much I could really do from this chair. To be honest, you want to know my real truth and my feedback on this answer is that you need deep therapy. And like you just need deep work to rewire your beliefs and your neural pathways that you are worthy. And that's what I'm trying to say. You need outside help. Like if I'm you, I'm calling medic, I am down. You know what I mean? I am shot. Because that's what's happening here. It's true. It's real. And the problem is this girl is probably, if I were to ask her how happy she was, I guarantee you she'd be a 3 or less. I can guarantee. I hope if you're listening to this, please DM me and tell me what your happiness level is of your life. I can guarantee you it's probably that low. I can guarantee it. How do you navigate expressing a deeper need from your situationship? For context, we work together. This is weird for me because I've never been one to shit where I eat. We started off as friends, it built a flirtation, and then slept with each other from time to time. We've done overnight trips to other places, but depending on his mood is the energy I get. He can be very hot and cold. How do I express that I need more from this relationship without completely torching the relationship, without completely torching the friendship if he doesn't want the same from me? Or is that not possible? What's happening? Where's her focus? Is her focus on the guy's reaction and the outcome, or is her focus on her true feelings? I hope you guys know this by now. She's so focused on how he is going to react, because again, probably somewhere along the lines in her in her own growth of a human being, she has beliefs that she comes second, everybody else comes first. And what ends up happening is she's sitting here, she knows her truth. Her truth is she knows she wants something deeper, but she's trying to protect, quote unquote, the friendship. Baby girl, you want a commitment. That's not your homie. Honor your feelings. And if he doesn't want to be friends because you want commitment, that's on him. And to be honest, my question is this. Could you really just be his friend at this point? If you knew that you wanted something deeper, are you honoring your true self by that point? You're lying to yourself. And you want to know the core reason most people are unhappy or they're in relationships that they don't want to be in is because they are lying to themselves. Literally, you're lying to yourself. You have this fantasy of what you want things to be, and you will not take it for reality. And you lie to yourself about what it truly is. When you know what it is underneath. You do. We all do. You know your truth. You know you're not getting the thing that you want. But you sit here in a relationship that doesn't align with you because you're afraid of their reaction. Self-worth. Let go of the identity of that person being your everything. You are you. Own you. All right. 2 quick ones. I guess it just got out of control today. Sorry. This is what it'd be. But I really wanted to smack this one home. I mean, I hope you guys are loving it. I'm really enjoying this podcast so far. We met 7 months ago, hung out platonically for 2 months, go out for dinner, drinks, walks, play pool, great conversation, started dating mid-July, was going really well. I thought it was going somewhere. A couple months later, I ended up telling him that he was the only guy I was talking to at that point. Good, right? You're honoring. He said he wasn't dating anyone else either, but that he needs to focus on his dad right now. His dad is very sick, and I've known about it since we first met. He said he doesn't think that he could balance a relationship on top of that because he won't be as available as he would want to be. We still been dating, but there has been some more distance since his dad took a turn for the worse a few weeks back. We've only slept together twice since this whole time, so it's not like he's keeping me around for that. I don't think so. So I don't know if he genuinely wants something with me and just can't emotionally handle it right now. And if he just likes my, I think she meant to say, attention. You know, and here's the thing, right? So again, every situation we have nuance, right? We really do have nuance in these situations. So here's my thing. He's telling you how he feels. It seems to me like he's being pretty honest, right? Because what you're saying is we've only slept together twice this whole time. It's not like you guys are just like, again, this situationship where he's hitting you up. It's just sex. It sounds to me more like a friendship than really like a full-on dating relationship. And you know, I don't know. Again, how honest is he? If he sounds like a very reliable, honest person, and you truly feel it in your body, and you truly feel he's not seeing somebody else, I would also take that as at face value. Now, here's the thing. The problem is this. You could still have a good person that is honorable and nice and a lot of the things that you want, but if you don't align, you don't align. And again, this is where the fantasy comes in, right? Or maybe not the fantasy, but you want things to be a certain way that they're not. That's what's happening, right? And it's not negative, right? It's not like fuck this guy or anything like that. It doesn't need to be that. But here's the thing. What you're saying is, I don't know if he genuinely wants something with you. Now, the wording of that question is not good, because what I really want you to ask is this. I don't know if he genuinely wants the same thing as me. That's different. Does he like you? I think so. I truly do. I believe that, right? Let's take that as is. But does he want the same thing as you right now? Can he be available to what you want right now? That answer is no. That answer is no. And this is where you're stuck. Because good guy, great guy, good energy, but not on the same page as what you want. Now, this is where you need to determine for yourself, all right, do I feel like I can be patient and I want to be patient to see this out? Or have I been patient? And do I realize, again, back to the plant thing, I've been watering this plant. It's not the kind of plant that I want, but I really like this plant, and this plant likes me. Shit. I don't know. That's for you to decide, right? Which is like, are you willing to sit there and just wait? I mean, again, in my experience, I don't think I really believe in waiting on what it is that you want. Because you don't receive it that way. That's like saying, I want to walk to San Diego but I'm going to stand still. That's essentially what you're doing. You're like, I want to go to Nebraska. I'm standing in Texas, but I'm just going to sit in this RV in this one spot and hope I get there. I mean, maybe. Is the RV just going to randomly turn on one day and you're going to make it there? I mean, I don't know. In my experience, I don't think so, to be real. And I understand this guy just sounds like he's emotionally unavailable, regardless of the circumstances, whether it is his dad or not, it doesn't really matter. Like I said, the reasoning doesn't matter. You know what it is? The reason you're asking me this question is because you want me to tell you, yeah, he likes you a lot. Stay in it. Because even if he likes you a lot, it doesn't matter. Because if he's not on the same page as you about what you want, you're not going in the direction you want to go. You're standing still. Because here's my thing. It's just like the divorce girl thing. It's very similar, right? Where it's like, if you know that you want something deeper and you could feel that, and you could feel that because you're asking the question. So I know that internally you're feeling a mismatch between what it is that you want and what it is that you're getting, right? There's a mismatch. And so what you're doing is you're saying, Chris, is the thing that I want, is this guy, is he going to turn into that? Is he going to change into that? I don't predict that. I don't know. Maybe he will. But what I will say is this. I do feel that sometimes people think that it's just going to happen without action. I actually don't believe that. I actually think that the only way that relationship takes form into what you want is when you honor it. When you tell yourself, you say, hey, I feel for you and your dad. I could tell that you're not ready for a relationship because you told me that to my face. And I'm going to honor that. And I'm going to honor your truth. Actually, I care about you so much and I care about me so much that I know that what's best for both of us is that I find the person that is truly available right now and you take care of what you need to with your dad. And guess what? If we happen to be in a place later down the road in which you're more available, hey, hit me up and let's see where we're at. But a lot of people don't have that level of self-trust. That's what it is. So that's my advice to you. If I were you, tell them your truth, set the boundary, move towards your goal. Your goal is you want commitment. Don't sit around for somebody that is not there. You can't. You can't. You act like he's going to forget about you. That's what's crazy. It's like, we think that if we let it go, right? Because that's what they tell, right? If you love something, let it go. You guys love that. If you love something, let it go. It's true though. It's true, right? Because that's what trust is about. Right now, you're forcing trust. Trust in what is for you. You know that you're trusting in what is for you when you move towards it with inspiration, with, just aligning yourself to it and not forcing it to go faster and not forcing it to go slower. I guess that's a weird thing to say. Not forcing it to go, or just standing still, procrastinating. That's what you're doing. You're technically procrastinating in this relationship. Yeah. So hopefully you get that. Anyways, all right. Maybe is this the last one? There's two quick ones. All right. Sorry. Ditch my situationship. Really recently, we're talking about like a couple weeks ago. He blew up my phone and socials about how heartbroken he was and how I ruined him. This week, he is posting with his next girlfriend, in quotations, victim already. Dodged a bullet. Yeah, he seems erratic. And again, like we talked about, there was a question before about, right? Like, what happens when a guy comes back and says he wants a relationship? Like, there's a lot of people out there like this where it's attachment. His identity is probably wrapped up into all the people he dates. Unattractive, and again, not based on true love. Because if he's hitting this girl up and saying, I love you, I miss you, you ruined me. And then he goes to the next girl, you, get over here, get next to me. What is it saying about him? No inner identity. No, complete self-abandonment. Complete. And that's not to say that you're better than him. I'd be interested to see why you attracted that into your life. Should I go cold turkey or still be kind to myself and my heart by releasing him easily? Whoa, you said the answer in the question, love. Let's say it again. Should I go cold turkey or still be kind to myself and my heart by releasing him easily? One to me is avoidant. One to me is a healthy boundary. When I know I'm probably setting myself up to just get hurt more. I feel like I've learned so much from this and trying to do the work, but my soul feels attached to his. My soul feels attached. I'm coming back for that one. And it's so hard to just release the bond we have. It's not your soul, sweetheart. It's your inner beliefs and identity that you've created around the relationship. Have you ever met your soul? Have you ever been face to face with your soul? Can you touch your soul? Is it real? How do you know it's real? Really, what you're talking about when you say it's your soul, it's an inner voice and thoughts, which is a makeup of your inner beliefs, which your inner beliefs have been generated from past experiences. So what you're pretty much just saying is, yeah, based on the things that I grew up and I believe, I have these thoughts that are telling me that he's the one. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but your soul, guess what? Is beyond just him. It is. Let go of the soul tie bullshit. Cut it out. Because this is what, again, keeps you trapped in the fantasy. It's the truth. Be with what is. What is how you feel in this moment. How you feel in this moment, and you know it because you fucking said it, is that this doesn't feel right. Underneath. Get to that level. Get to present day. Get to today. Get to this moment. Cut it out with the soul. Your soul's not telling you something. Your inner beliefs about yourself is telling you something. Your inner identity that you have created, that you didn't create, by the way, that was created for you, is telling you that you need to stay. Your ego is telling you that you need to stay. It's not soul ties. It's ego ties. It's inner belief ties. It's inner self-concept ties. And when you let go of the inner self-concept, because you realize that it is just a concept, and it's not actually what is real, what is here, what is now, you'll learn to let go of these people. You'll learn to go outside when you want it to be sunny and it's raining, and put the umbrella up. Because you're going to stop living in the fantasy. All right. I'm just going to say this. I love you guys. I care about you so much. I care about this work so much. It means so much to me that I could help you, but I'm not tied to it, right? My identity is not tied. If this went away tomorrow, I am now at the place in my life where I recognize it is not Chris. This isn't Chris. This is just an extension of me in this moment. It's what I'm inspired to do in this moment. But I will say this. I love helping people. I love helping people to get to this place where they can eliminate their self-doubt, eliminate any feelings of emptiness, eliminate any feelings of fear and anxiety, because that's what I do. All the overthinking you have, guess what? It could change. It's possible. I promise you it's possible. All right, if you ever want to work with me, you know where to find me. And when you're ready to do the work, you'll find the teacher. All right, I love you guys. Talk to you soon.